Hi, I'm Jeremy Neal, and I'm a professor of philosophy at Houston Baptist University. I want to talk today about Friedrich Nietzsche and his opinions on the Christian religion. And in particular, I want to focus on the idea of two worlds, which Nietzsche criticizes and which is central to the Christian religion. The two worlds idea is not only a part of Christianity, it can also be found in classic Platonic thought. Socrates, as Plato's mouthpiece, espouses the two worlds view when he posits the existence of the realm of the forms. So in the realm of the forms, things are eternal. They are more stable. They are lasting. They do not change. They are not subject to some of the shapes and shadows of this world in which we reside here on earth. In this world, according to Socrates, we in fact encounter material objects that are just representations of the forms. So since the forms and the realm of the forms, according to Socrates, is eternal, more stable, more lasting, and more vivid than this world, it is in a certain sense superior to this world. This world is inferior to the realm of the forms. This is why Socrates, at the end of the famous dialogue, the Phaedo, asks that a cock be sacrificed to the god Asclepius, the god of healing, to thank the god Asclepius for healing him from the sickness of this life. Because in this life, Socrates thinks he was not able to encounter the realm of the forms in all its fullness and perfectness because of the obstructions of the body and of physical existence. Now, fast forward a little bit, a couple of centuries from the ideas of Socrates to the rise of Christianity. And I want to offer a brief editorial gloss so that you know my perspective. I'm a Christian, and I do believe in the existence of the two worlds hypothesis. I believe that there is this world, and then there's also another world. And that other world includes both a heaven and a hell, and that humans, some of them will go to one place and others will go to the other place. So having said that, Christianity, notice, as a system of thought, is also heavily dependent upon this idea of two worlds and upon assumptions that are somewhat similar to Socrates' assumptions about the existence of the two worlds. So Christians like myself, for instance, believe that heaven is a world that is more vivid, more eternal, more lasting, more stable than this world here on earth. And in that sense, I guess you could say the afterlife in heaven is superior to life as it is here on earth now. Now, Nietzsche, who is an atheist, found this to be an abhorrent idea, and he launched numerous rhetorical attacks against it. In his famous book Twilight of the Idols, for instance, Nietzsche thinks that the two worlds hypothesis has been deeply damaging to our ability to enjoy the pleasures of this world and to recognize the value of this world. For instance, Nietzsche argues if a person, say a Christian, is continually fixated on the next world and on living his life for the sake of the next world, that other world, then he is not going to be recognizing the value of this world and the importance and meaningfulness that can be found by means of his life in this world. So Nietzsche says such a person is a pathetic individual because such a person is living for the sake of something that Nietzsche doesn't think exists, for the sake of a lie, and he's devoting his life here on earth to another world that doesn't exist. And moreover, he's denying himself important pleasures and meaning in this life because of his devotion to that other world. So, for instance, I take it that a person who's denying himself sexual pleasures in this life, or maybe the pleasure of dominating others, or maybe the pleasure of eating gluttonously, and suppose he's doing it for the sake of a better afterlife, for the sake of a better existence in the next world, such a person, according to Nietzsche, is overlooking the fact that there are deep and meaningful pleasures from the appetites, sexual pleasures, physical pleasures, and so forth, that can be derived from a life that is fixed on this world. So needless to say, Nietzsche's perspective on this two worlds hypothesis is very different from the classical Socratic perspective and also very different from the Christian perspective. And Nietzsche suggests some important ideas that Christians like myself, I think, should keep in mind when we endorse the two worlds hypothesis. And Nietzsche lays bare, I think, certain assumptions which are key to the thinking of Christians like myself. I'll talk about that more in another video at a different time. But suffice to say that I am, as a Christian, very grateful to Nietzsche for making explicit some of the assumptions that in fact are essential to Christian thinking and also classically to Socratic thinking as well.